There was a study done by a professor at UC San Diego that proposed the idea that knowing how a story ends before you read or watch it will result in a higher enjoyment of the story. The reasoning behind this varied, but major theories stated that it could be due to finding all the little details that resulted in the conclusion. Jokes or warnings that foreshadowed the ending were caught more often, and readers felt cleverer, wittier, and more observant toward a story with a defined conclusion, rather than one that felt random. But for the characters in these stories, is it more tragic when the conclusion is more defined, or when it appears to be basically random? Are the deaths in Game of Thrones more tragic when you don't know who dies, or when it has been spoiled and every instance of foreshadowing appears like a neon sign in front of you? Or what about Macbeth and his death? Is it more tragic if fate deemed it inevitable, or if this man brought fate upon him? Or what about the Graham family in Ari Aster's Hereditary? As mental illness, hateful spirits, and tragedy torture this household, would it be more tragic if there was nothing they could do? Or if they were the designers of their own terrible fate? The story opens with Annie Graham and her family after Annie's mother has just passed away. The death seems to weigh differently on each member of the family, as Annie is racked with guilt, her son and husband are indifferent, and her daughter Millie seems deeply disturbed. Meanwhile, strange occurrences seem to be happening all around the house, around Millie, with no rhyme or reason. The film slowly unveils its secrets as the family questions who, or what, or if something is even plaguing them. The setup is as routine as a horror movie gets, but the payoff is superb. There's not a single scene wasted, as each moment seems meticulously planned to serve the horror at hand. The screenplay carefully toes the line between psychological horror, supernatural horror, and familial drama. The film begs you to question if there is any actual monster lurking beyond, or if this is the emotional and mental effects of a family racked with trauma. The film is anchored by the powerful performances of the core family. Every family member plays their part admirably, and Toni Collette delivers the performance of her career as Annie. The pain and agony hidden beneath her callous exterior breaks through every so often, and you can see the depths of a harmed soul underneath. These moments of brutality or anguish are served remarkably by the camera. Where a normal horror film focuses on the grotesque and the obscene of the body, Hereditary focuses on the grotesque and obscene of the mind. The hideous moments of torture and gore are left off-screen as the camera patiently watches the family members. Long shots of each character's face haunt the screen, resulting in terrifying scenes and images of just a person looking dead ahead. The horror genre is going through a slow but powerful revitalization right now. The slow burn and mystery oft abandoned in popular horror flicks is making a surprising comeback in films like The Babadook, It Follows, and The Witch. Hereditary follows in those films' footsteps and forges ahead in blazing its own version of the familial horror. The film will make you think about the tragedy at hand and question everything you saw the minute you leave at the theater.